cities are wicked, terrible places. I've always hated leaving them. As soon as I can count more birds than humans, my body says, turn back! But I knew I'd have to go to the country someday. There's such a lot of it about. You think you've avoided it, and then someone says, we've got a place in Shropshire, come for the weekend. And before you know it, you're there, exiled to the best-kept village in England. When I was a child, I got sent to the country for my lungs. My granddad took me on the bus, and we stayed with people who shot pigeons. They had dead pigeons hanging everywhere. You couldn't have borrowed a cup of sugar from them, not unless you took a pigeon off their hands as well. I don't know that we ever ate any of them, but they seemed to draw some comfort from having plenty put by, in case there was a pigeon shortage, I suppose. Maybe they made them into chutney. They lived in a village where there were 13 different types of grass, and every one of them made me wheeze. Later on, I found out the best thing for my chest was deep breathing outside the gasworks. Even then, my body was talking to me. Why didn't I listen? I had babies, and all I could think of was fresh air and jolly fat farmers and brown eggs still warm from the little red hen. So I moved to the country. There weren't any jolly fat farmers. They were lean, mean, and worried. They had the bailiff at the door and a shotgun in the cupboard, and the eggs came cold in a polystyrene box. The milk didn't. It was warm and frothy. Baby cows like it that way. I don't. I'm more of a chilled white wine drinker myself. The farmer said he could let me have a carton of Long Life from his fridge. Had I ever heard of brucellosis? I hadn't taken my children to the country to catch diseases. I wanted them to have rosy cheeks. I wanted them to know about badgers and skylarks. But it wasn't like that. There was barbed wire and padlocked gates and signs that said, trespassers well. I tried to take them out for a bit of a blow, but as soon as I'd lifted the pushchair over the stile, the cows made their move. They didn't snort. They didn't even paw the ground. They just trundled over and surrounded us, nice and slow. You can never tell from a cow's face whether it's going to eat your anorak or just breathe at you. I decided then I'd never play poker with a cow. They don't suit country life, my children. I've blessed them with some dominant urban gene that makes them long for burger bars and patent leather shoes. Bad blood will out. Nettles sting them. Kingfishers wait till they're not looking and then dash by. They've never ridden on a hay cart, never begged for a pony. They just want me to show them the nearest emergency exit. And they've closed the school now. Someone's bought it, done it up with track lighting and an Aga. A real investment opportunity. The kids have to catch a bus now, out in the dark and the wet on January mornings. After they've gone, you can walk through that village, end to end, and never see a soul. No men. All gone to the crematorium, or to Euston on the 7:20 fast. No women. They're all indoors, with damp wood and nutty slack, trying their damnedest to rediscover fire. I got a dog. That's what you're supposed to do in the country. Go for a good long trudge with a big hairy dog and come home with your pocket full of nuts and berries. And mushrooms you're not quite sure about. But a dog's no help. I'm beyond help. I just don't feel entitled to stand anywhere. Where can I go? It all belongs to someone. I'm all right on the roads, I know that. As long as I dodge the milk tankers and the cruising sex fiends, I'm in the clear there. But as soon as I step off the tarmac, I get the feeling a man in a cap is watching me. I'm a dead giveaway. It's the way I flinch at mud. If I ever inherit a bit of countryside, I think I'll get it roofed. I do try to look on the bright side. I can't fall under a bus, because there's not one till Wednesday. But I smell danger and desperation. What if the Wednesday bus breaks down? What if the Martians decide there's nothing much doing and fly straight on to Kettering? What about adders and bulls and that cooked ham that doesn't sell very fast? What about geese? A goose can kill you. It sticks its neck out, beats its wings, gets up to about 20 miles per hour, and then, just before it reaches you, Your heart stops. Natural causes. I'm going to start carrying a note in my wallet. In case of sudden death, check out the goose. Goats can't kill you. They sometimes browse on bits of loose clothing, but there's no intent to maim. They just eat. They eat saplings, shrubs and hedges, herb gardens, flapping curtains, telephone wires, bowls of fruit, first editions of Animal Farm, wallpaper, toilet paper, stamp collections, checkbooks, contracts, rare Persian carpets. Goat food. I've made sure I'm ready with a watertight excuse in case I'm ever asked to goat sit. What a shame, I shall say. I'm just on my way to Tasmania. I've tried staying in, giving the livestock a wide berth and practicing some womanly rural craft. Studying mail order catalogues cover to cover. Logging arrivals, departures and deliveries at all neighbouring houses. Filling in the O's in the Radio Times. I joined the Women's Institute. You say you won't, but then the mobile library misses a week and there you are, stuck between a rock and a green place. But you can't just go to the Women's Institute. Sooner or later you have to prove yourself with a perfect Victoria sponge. And they never forget anything. They can remember who won the decorated Yule log competition 10 years ago. The worst thing is if you win the raffle. Win it 2 years running and they think you're the mafia. I'd say my biggest mistake, though, was the lycra catsuit. I've got to make a run for it. I'm going to get myself a big, fast car and a big, fast driver. I need a fix of diesel fuels. I need sacks of coffee, mountains of garlic, cases of hair mousse, contingency sets of silk underwear, emergency duplicates of Ella Fitzgerald Sings, spare castanets, a selection box of antibiotics, a complete set of novelty ice cube molds, a backup copy of Andy Warhol's diary. I need to shop in a shop where the peas aren't tinned and the lemons aren't plastic, and you can send a parcel to Chicago without it making the early evening news. I need to know the way to the nearest instant heel bar. I need to see posers and misfits. Where are they? I'm not leaning on any gates. They must all be indoors, reading the bus timetable, doing things with dead pigeons. Wishing they were on the way to Old Compton Street, like me. People say, if I won the pools, I'd buy a country cottage with an inglenook fireplace and a kitchen in distressed lime and friendly neighbours. I wouldn't. I'd spend it on a quiet weekend in Rio de Janeiro.